Emily Sands, and today I'll be teaching you guys how to tack and groom up a horse. This is Fancy, and she'll be who I'm using today. The first tool I'm going to use today is a curry comb, and it's used to get the dirt and the underneath grime out of the horse's coat. So it's used by going in a circular motion just on the main part of the horse's body. So you want to do it all over. And make sure you get every area. And then you would switch sides, and when you switch sides, you're going to tap her on the butt so she knows you're there. And then you'll go on this side and you'll do the exact same thing as the other side. And that's how you use a curry comb. So the next tool we're going to use is the hard brush, which is used to pick up all the extra dirt that the curry comb picks up. So the hard brush just is used in the direction that the hair goes. And you want to be kind of rough and firm with it so you can get up all the nasty dust and dirt. So then same thing with the curry comb, you're going to want to switch sides and tap her on the butt until you're there. And do the exact same thing on the other side. And so just like the curry comb, the hard brush is used for like the main part of the horse's body and not really the neck or the legs because it's too rough. And that's how you use a hard brush. So the next tool I'm going to use is the soft brush, and it's way softer than the hard brush is. So this can be used for her face, her neck, and her legs. So you just want to go in the same direction as the hair, get her cute little face, and then get all the dirt off her legs and her back leg. And then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Just get it all off. And her face. And that's how you use the soft brush. Alright, so the next tool I'm going to use is the hoof pick, which is probably the most important part in grooming your horse, because if they have dirt and poop inside their hooves, then it's really bad for them and can cause infections. So in order to use this, you want to face the direction of the butt and take your hand and go down her leg and squeeze on her tendon, which will make her pick up her foot. And I see all the nasty dirt and stuff in there. So you want to take it and hold it as firm as you can, dig in the corner, and scrape out all that nasty, gross dirt as much as you can, because sometimes you can't get it all out. And then you would do this for all like 4 feet. So you just go around and do the same thing, getting out all the dirt and stuff like that. And then when you're done, you should be able to see the frog, which is a little V-shaped artery right here. And so that gets all the blood supply to the horse's hooves. So that's really sensitive, so you don't want to hit it. So you want all the grooves out and then brush it out, and that's what it should look like. And that's how you use a hoof pick. Okay, and then the very last thing we can do, not mandatory, but it's fun. So this is the mane and tail comb to make her look like the beauty she is. So when brushing a horse's tail, you want to stand to the side because you don't want them to kick you or hit you. So you just brush it like you brush your normal hair, except it's way grosser, and it sounds pretty gross going through there because they never have their hair brushed. And then once you're done with that, you would move over here to her mane. This is the horse's mane. It's like kind of like your head of hair. So you go and brush down just like you would any other hair. And then you do that, and then you wouldn't forget her little bangs, her little forelock. She doesn't like it. Sorry, baby. And then that's how you use mane and tail brush. Okay, so now we're going to talk about how to tack up your horse and get ready to get on. So Fancy is actually a therapeutic horse for special needs children and adults that have neurological problems. So usually a horse has a bit in its mouth, but Fancy doesn't. She has a bitless bridle, so little kids don't pull on her or make her angry and stuff like that. So because of that, she has to have her bridle on before you put on the halter to lead her. Otherwise, you would just put on the bridle like normal. So that's a little different. And then once you're ready to go, you just attach the reins, and instead of a saddle, we use a bareback pad, so there's no real like girth or anything like that. So to use the bareback pad, you just put it on her back, and this is her withers. So you want the pad, the front part of the pad, to come to where her withers are, and make sure that this part is lined up right past her elbow, perfectly right there. So once you have that all lined up and put together, then you can grab the girth and attach the girth on this side. And so you kind of want to make it looser so you don't have to go back and forth like 100 times. So then once you have that, you go to the other side. Remember to pat her butt when you go around. And then on this side, you just want to make sure everything's lined up still. And then you'll reach underneath and grab the girth and make it tighter so it stays on this side. Just like that. And so now that it's actually on, you can tighten it so it doesn't come off when you're riding. So it's a little loose still. Like I can fit my whole hand in there. So you want to go back to the other side, pat her butt, and then you want to tighten it so you can eventually get on. And horses can bloat themselves, so you want to make sure you check again right before you get on, just to make sure you're safe and not going to fall off with your pad. And then check it pretty tight. And then last but not least, take your little rainbow reins and you attach one to this side on her bridle. There's a little loop right here, so you attach it right there. Then you swing it around and attach that one to the other side. So usually the bit would go like right here in her mouth, and that's how you control, but instead these, when you pull on them, it tightens around her jaw so she knows which way to go, opposed to having it tighten here so she'll move away from the pressure when she turns. And that is how you tack up a horse. Okay, so the most important thing when you ride is safety. So let's go over little safety tips. Wearing a helmet when you ride is really important in case you fall off, it'll break your fall. Also, not wearing really baggy clothing that can get caught on things also helps, so make sure all your clothing is tighter to your body and not flapping around. Also, make sure you have gloves just in case, because your hands usually start to hurt. So those are the 3 most important safety tips before getting on the horse. Okay, so now that we went over the safety tips and we're ready to get on, so I attached her from the side of the arena, and then I'm going to go ahead and take her halter off. Usually for a therapeutic horse, there's someone leading them, so you would leave the halter on. But in this case, I don't need anyone leading me around. Stop, Fancy. Reattach the rainbow. And then we're ready to get on. Now that we're ready to go, I'm going to buckle my helmet up. This is called a mounting block, so this is what we use to get on the horse. So it makes it easier than me trying to jump onto her, which isn't very graceful. So I'm going to bring her around. Oh, make her stop right there. I'm going to grab the reins. And horse fast fact, we always get on the left-hand side because in ancient times they used to carry their swords on their left-hand side, so getting on from the other side would have made them hit their sword. So that's why we always do everything on the left-hand side of the horse, just because that's how they always did it. So I'm going to stand up here. I'm going to take my right leg, swing it over her, and sit on her. And now we're ready. So I'll turn, and this is called a walk. And that's all the steps you need to grooming and getting on your horse.